Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. It's myself, Simon, with another video. This one is about the website BoardGameArena. Now, I've recently made a video for the website BoardGameGeek. Both I think are fantastic resources, and both I feel will be really a great asset to you if you haven't yet discovered them. But of course, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are so far. So first thing I'm going to do is just click the homepage refresh, just to show you that this is in fact the homepage and it hasn't changed because I've hit it twice now. The most recent game coming out, generally on a Wednesday, the latest game comes out from BoardGameArena, and you can actually check out the comments. I've added my own stuff in here, and you can actually discover more about the game itself. Aside from that, of course, lots of people have been commenting, so there's numerous pages to go through and things that you might find, of course, of interest about why people like it. And there you go, here I am, and here's the video. So without further ado, let's go back to that homepage and let's discuss everything else. This is various other stuff, various people that I am friends with who make comments, times they first won a game and stuff like that. For example, this present symbol. Now, if you look, you can see other games that have recently come out, Masquerade and Feast of Odin, or Feast for Odin, apologies. I've played over 26 games by this designer, Uwe Rosenberg, and keep checking out Ned Flanders, who for some reason appears in many of these images. Okay, various other competitions you can enter and win XP. You can see how many players are playing during the peak of the pandemic virus. People on here, I was screenshotting it to show you that this was reaching like 40,000 plus gamers, and it was very interesting to actually see that the server loads, which is very interesting. You can see this currently, and it might take a while, but I've seen this at a maximum peak. It's been ridiculous. So if you want to know about that, please let me know. You can check out my description on YouTube. You can follow through to Instagram, over 2,200 photographs. Please follow, and you will find the photographs in there. Aside from that, these people have the most XP of all time. Now, some of these people have tried to play with me. Some of them haven't because they found I was quite good at one particular game and they didn't want to lose. But also some of these people, for example, I think this person only plays like friendly games, which means if you try and play against them, as you'll see in a moment, they can just take ages to make their decision. I'm talking maybe months, and therefore never end a game. So they've kind of been sort of banned. These are the games most people want to watch, so we can click on this, and over on BoardGameGeek, of course, I mentioned that a second ago. Apologies for any delay in why this is doing it. You can see various games proposed, and there are numerous games on here. So if we go back to previous, I happen to have mentioned this particular game in question and why I recommend it. So there's many games on this list, as you can see. If I go back, we can go back to obviously where we're at. We can scroll up. We can go to play now. You can search for Gazul. Let's just try a different game. Let's try, what haven't we seen? Well, this game I know that I played on here before actually getting the game. So there's Mamalath. So there we go. Players, groups. So there's even that's very interesting. Mamalath players. So people on here too. You can go back and say, do it again. Mamalath, which was kind of partially an interesting game over there. You click on how to play, and there you are. That's me, AmassGames, search AmassGames. Here is the Mammoth bag. So obviously I've got the physical version. There are other games on here, though, which I don't. So if we do a game like Jambi, if we go here, you can see I've actually recorded a video of the game in question where I've recorded, obviously, playing it on here. So you can go to how to play, and again, you can see how to play it. So that's me recording it there. All right, so going back to BGA, we can go to play now. And this is the list of games which are available for you to, of course, play. You can play it real time. You can play it turn-based. It really depends on yourself. The majority play turn-based. For a very long time, I played it real time. I then played it more turn-based, and now it kind of switches between the two. You can have favorite a game. So right now, I have Seven Wonders Architects favorited. I can unfavorite it, which means it won't appear then. And I can, of course, favorite it again, and it will reappear here. This is my current rating on this next game, Icebreaker. And there are various other games which are in alpha, which I do also have a video for, so that's that. But if I wanted to, I could add it here. So I add it to my favorites, and now it's moved up. There are other games for me I can play. There are 66 games I haven't tried, and most of them, if they're in beta, I've played numerous beta games and alpha games. Based on current circumstances, due to some issues with some beta and even full release games, I've actually held off them. Boomerang is in a series, so I've played a few of them. Numerous games such as Zulureto I have played in person, and El Grande, and Russian Railroads. This is the successor to that. And as you can see, there's a number of games I can lovely discover in due course. Back to the top. So now we can talk about the various games. We've already talked about that. We saw Azul come up a second ago, so you can click on that. So I've met the designer. Of course, you can watch my videos for Azul as well, add it to favorites. Let's go by playing that game now. Again, yep, that's me again. I'm about 65 games. I've got the video over here. Play this game now, and now again, you can go straight into playing the game. Now, you can play it with your friends. You can play it with anybody in the world. Naturally, you need to understand that if you're playing anywhere in the world, you might have different time zones. And again, be familiar that if you want to play it not real time, be aware of when they're awake. So you can have a simple game. So this is just, you want to just click a game and hit create. My premium membership expired. I need to redo that. It was a bad choice of me to do that. I could go with Mamalath, but let's go with a game I've played a lot on here, which is called Gorami. This website is generally fast. I don't know if that's a specific thing for me presently, but yeah, there's numerous things on here. There's a game which, again, I have played in person, two-player abstract strategy game, which I really enjoyed. And again, I've got the physical version of the game as well, although this actually is the digital version, as you can see. So going through, you can now play this game. Play this game now. You're going to select the game. You're going to hit play now. And again, you can choose to just play with friends. You can filter this just for your friends, amongst other things. Let me tell you now that if you also want to watch more content, please, of course, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to, of course, be informed when new things are coming along. Let's just click on Icebreaker. I'll tell you a good, actually, Gorami's there. Wait time about 10 minutes. I love this game. Currently 7th based on the times I've played it enough times. And your ELO, basically your ranking will vary. So if you're playing someone equally ranked, then you're going to get a few more points compared to somebody else. And you can watch my other videos to see actually how that happens. You can also get various qualifications. So if you've won 100 times, 50 victories, stuff like that. Okay, so I can invite someone. I can type someone in, such as Mark Steer, who actually is the designer of Icebreaker. I can invite a friend. Neologist is currently online. Maelstrom I play with frequently, etc. I can choose the size of the games. In this case, they do different board sizes. You make it bigger. You can play it real time. You can play it fast. You can play it slow. And again, friends only. Turn and take a turn as you like. This one, in case, is being published by Bam Bass. SPIEL.digital, and you can see who has developed it. So you can also see who else has developed it, and obviously, if you like their style, what else they do. So going back, we are now not going to open that, so we're just going to quit it, and we are now going to change actually who we want to play with. So if we want to, we can go back and let's say just hit play game again, but this time we're going to choose and filter on actually how we're deciding who we're going to play with. Again, if you like this, of course, please hit the thumbs up. Of course, share as well. Place it wherever you like, wherever you think people will discover this, and it will aid them in actually knowing about BoardGameArena, especially maybe if, I don't know, they're not used to navigating such a site. This is a French company, by the way, as a French-owned company that's now been bought out by Asmodee, another French company. So you can invite somebody. You can restrict access. This could be good. So if I only want to play against strong players, that's great. I can't just limit it to people lower than me because, as you'll see, it's not very nice. So you must hit someone at least to your level, which makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, it's a bit unfair. And of course, you can still play with people who are beginners, but they'll see that you are good. You can also limit it. So if people abandon lots of games, take too long, you can play with certain people, and you can limit it to languages that you've decided that you can speak. Yes, how you decide. So we go back to play now. Let's just abandon that as well. We've talked about real time. We've talked about turn-based. Now we're going to talk about another aspect, which is Arena. Arena I don't touch on much. There's many people who do like Arena. You're very much up against an unknown entity, a bit like Squid Game to a degree. I guess they will have a similar demographic. But we have Arena over here. So when you have a favorited game, and if you've been playing a game enough times, you are eligible to play Gorami actually at that level. Okay, so these are various things you can play, subject, of course, of being out, being in arena mode, and in fact, not playing as a premium if you don't have premium. But of course, it's fairly good value for money. Then, so that is Arena. You can do tournaments, so things in advance. I've created a few. None of them have gone live yet, and you can win XP. So that has been obviously how to play from a play perspective. There's other things to talk about. So I mentioned new games do come out typically on a Wednesday. That's usually like a bigger release, but there are other games too, and they might be premium. They may not be premium. They do vary. And there are various options of how you can actually purchase something on BoardGameArena. You can choose a size. You can choose to go for nice small sizes, however you wish to see them. Tiny icons, still having icons. You can do it based on popularity, you can do it based on name, and as you can see, what have I most recently played? So there we go. So let's just go back to that, leave that as it is, most recently played, go over to take it off Arena, back to simple game. And obviously we have other options. We can manually choose who we're playing with, we can play friends only. So again, if they're online, I can just select it, as you can see, only neologists currently online, and play a game with that person. I can do it automatically, or I can manually choose who I want to play with. So again, you can just type information in there. All right, if you are automatic, you are looking for basically the algorithm to define who it is to play with you. So I'll just turn it off for the time being. And now we can move on to news. So this is where the most recent games have come out. As you can see, those top games that have come out recently. And then we're moving on to games. So these are all the different games that are currently on the website. And this is the list of full release games, beta releases, and you can also be requesting to see alpha releases. So these are the games they recommend. These are the games that are most popular. Latest on here, the beta games, alpha games. I've played Architect Scavengers as well, but I haven't got a video out yet. Let me know if you're interested. I also have a playlist for BGA games. So please check out the AmassGames playlist on YouTube, and you can discover loads more games there. For regular players, obviously casual games, abstract games, short games, medium, long. Award-winning games, prototype games, fantasy, loads of different things. Building, card games, conquest, exploration, adventure, historical, sci-fi, science fiction, two-player games, worker placement, bluff, tile placement, combinations, majority, race, collection, obviously cooperative, the games I've played. So this is a game we're playing currently. I'll show you in a second how that's looking. All games as well. So that's that. You can obviously filter based on number of players. So maybe two-player only games, maybe a minimum of player count of 2, which I anticipate being quite a big number. As you can see, Splendor, you can play with more. You can do, let's play a long game of 2-player. I know what's going to be in this. That's Unconditional Surrender, which keeps coming in and out of being on here depending on how it's going. So again, games of at least a 2, which are long. And you can say core gamers, of which we're going to see quite a few of those again appearing on this list. So again, videos have been coming out daily, and they are in 4K, apart from when I'm recording, when it's obviously a screen. You can look by complexity. You can go based on, obviously, on duration instead. So Can't Stop at the classic game everyone learns on here. You have it by theme. You can have games I have played, so it's pretty much the majority. And you can then go on to community. So there's the various people that you can chat with, various groups that you're in, merchandise you can get. There are forums as well, so I do have geek lists if you watch my BGG video on actually games that are not suitable for mobiles, and the people who have founded BGA have actually agreed with various comments I've made. So here's some announcements you can do, things you can talk about, various games. We can have a look at notifications. We can look at games that I'm currently playing. So we can click that and then go to a game that I'm playing, which is The Crew. It's not my turn currently, but if it was, you'll see I would take a turn. But by all means, you've probably watched my other videos. If you haven't, please do. I can select a card to play if and when I can play it, but as you can see, I can't. We're waiting on, obviously, if someone else wants to confirm to this. Notes, you can configure various things. So if you go top right, change the burger icon. We didn't restart, but we added in this bit down the bottom here, which helps. And yes, that's why it looks like it's from turn 14. So coming back out again, apologies that drop down. We talked about forums, we talked about going premium as well. So there's various ways you can pay and other ways you can do for payment using points as well. If I take you to the bottom, you can be a games publisher, you can appear for free if they make your game, and of course they take a bit of the money from obviously going premium. You can report a bug as well, so any games on here, of which I have submitted numerous. King Domino, allow rotation placements, that's just a suggestion, and also various other things you can do. You can also earn points by submitting functionality. Undo button is a bane for many people when it's accidental. Of course, you can't accidentally place something in reality typically. But that's a very quick overview. I hopefully found that very, very much of interest, something you haven't maybe discussed before and are keen to. So let me know in the comments. And of course, via the descriptions, there are some photos I have taken on here that are on Instagram, over 2,200 photographs, and you can support the channel via Patreon. Thanks very much and speak to you soon. Bye for now.